Hey, what is up guys, welcome to the update 18.0 video. This is the everything you need to know about Bloons TD 6 update 18.0, and boy do we have some new content. We have a brand new hero, 2 new maps, player profiles and player stats, 2 new monkey knowledge points, and some minor balance changes that are kind of a fresh take on how crosspaths work, which I'm very excited about. So let's get into the video, but before we start, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I will be making more update 18.0 related videos as well as chimps guides along with the advanced challenges, so make sure to stay subscribed if you want to catch more of my future videos. But with that said, let's get into this new update 18.0. Alright, so let's start with the new maps, and let's start off with this expert map. It's called Flooded Valley, which kind of has a secret in it. But first off, the balloons are coming out from the top and the bottom side of the track at the same time, and this little ground area is considered the low ground, so this means that each tower that we place here is not going to be able to see the balloons, with exceptions to these 2 spots. So this spot right here and then this spot right here at the top side. So if we can get a tower that has enough range, for example like the dart monkey or maybe some other monkey, then they're going to be able to reach the track. But other than that, this is considered the low ground, and monkeys do not reach or see the track. And the secret with this map is that you can see there are these 2 little panels. So this is the first one, the yellow and black one, which has a red button below it, and this is the second one, which is kinda hidden. Well, not hidden, but I guess the colors are blending better. And then when you click both of those, this little X button is going to appear. So if you click this button and remove it for $5,000, it is going to flood the entire left side of the screen, which is going to allow us to place monkeys. Well, it's only going to allow us to place water towers, but we can now place towers both on the left and the right side of the track. This second new map is called Bazaar, where the odd numbered rounds 3, 5, 7, etc. they come out from the top left side, and then the even number of rounds they come out from the bottom right side and then exit at the bottom left side. This map seems to be kind of a Turkish Egyptian style bazaar with some tents, which by the way cannot be used as platforms to place towers on them. And one of these tents is a reference to Ezili's smudge cat skin. And this map also has 4 removable obstacles, which are these trees for $500 each, which are going to free up some space for some more towers. Alright, so the first water hero in the game is getting at it now. It's Admiral Brickell, and I gotta admit, she looks amazing. She seems to be absolutely insane while dealing with Moab class balloons, courtesy of her level 10 ability, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. But she seems to be a mediocre DPS at best, unless she has some mines dropped. But her power lies mostly within her abilities, and her level 3 ability, it's called Naval Tactics, and this ability increases the attack speed of nearby water-based monkeys. So every monkey that is a water monkey inside of her radius is going to get an attack speed buff. And then this ability scales with her leveling up, so eventually it is allowing nearby towers to hit all of the balloon types, increasing their popping power, and eventually becoming a global ability instead of just buffing towers inside her range. Her level 10 ability is an absolutely insane one, which only at level 10 can deal 5,000 damage to 1 balloon, but it's a homing mega mine that you can drop anywhere underwater, and it's going to seek the closest Moab class balloon like this. So you can just click drop, and then it is going to basically seek the closest Moab class balloon, right? So that's how this one works. And as you guys saw, I just dropped 2 mines, and that did 110,000 damage. That's an absurd amount of damage. 1 mine at level 10, which she is currently, can deal 5,000 max damage to 1 single balloon, but if they're grouped like this, that damage ramps up real quick. At levels 13 and 18, this ability gets a cooldown reduction, and then it gets a 10,000 damage buff at level 20, making it a total of 15,000 damage per mine, which is enough to take down a full bad balloon basically. So let's just send one in and see what happens. But yeah, well, not one, but maybe 2 mines. 2 mines can definitely take care of this layer. So there goes the first one. Yes, absolutely, just annihilated the bad balloon. So even though this sounds insane though, it might create some problems like the unstable concoction does, which it might pop too many balloons at once and it's going to overwhelm the defenses, but overall this is where this hero's true power lies, along with her level 3 ability. The first new monkey knowledge point is called Ambidextrous Ranks, and it allows the boomerang monkey to switch hands as a targeting option, which can be very helpful to fully use the potential of the boomerang along the track line, something like this on Park Path for example. The second monkey knowledge point is bank deposits, and what this allows us to do is to basically give money to the bank from our current cash in game and then receive interest on that money. So we can help with filling the bank and receive interest on that amount that we invested. Now, of course, there is some maths to this on when to invest, and until someone better at maths than me does it, that I'm just gonna leave it at that. But what you need to know about this MK is that this is absolutely broken and it makes huge amounts of money in very short periods of time. Now, before we move on to the balance changes, I want to say that the faster darts and the faster firing upgrades have been switched, meaning that now we're forced to buy the faster darts if we want to get the faster firing and the attack speed from it. That's a huge X for me. Now, onto the balance changes. I said earlier that there is a fresh take, a new way of how crosspaths work on certain towers. So what this means is that crosspaths now matter on towers that they previously had no effect on. So for example, now there is a difference between a 420 and a 402 sub. So if you have a 420 sub, then the reactor is going to benefit from the crosspaths now. So if we get the barbed darts upgrade, it is going to give a 20% pierce increase to the sub. And then if you buy the heat tip darts, it's going to add +1 lead damage to the reactor, even though it's not shooting any darts. And this goes for the 402 one. So if we buy the twin guns in the air burst darts upgrades, that means that the pulsing rate is going to increase on this guy, which means more damage, so faster pulses and more damage. And of course this also affects the third tier, the submergence support sub. And also, while we are talking about the subs, the sub commander now buffs the reactor and the preemptive strike, giving double damage to the energizer and double missile damage to the preemptive strike. Another tower that got buffed was the Buccaneer in its top path, so the aircraft carrier and flagship. And this was a tower that would just flat out fall off when free play hit, but now it's so much better that I'm sure it's gonna find its way into Chimps mode very fast, with the 4th tier aircraft carrier getting, well, the planes of the aircraft carrier getting a Moab missile attack just like the fighter plane upgrade on the Ace, and the 5th tier, the carrier flagship, now increasing projectile speed for all of the plane's attacks. The darts from the planes now get +3 ceramic damage, and the missiles from the planes get upgraded and do more damage on smaller intervals. Some other balance changes are the 025 crossbow master getting a nerf in his pierce but getting an attack speed buff, but the 205 crossbow master being almost equal in damage as the old one with the same amount of pierce but a bit lower in attack speed. Also, the Helipilot Comanche defense upgrade got a small rework, so now the Comanche spawn depending on how far the balloons made it onto the track. So if the balloons had passed 25% of the track, one Comanche will spawn. If they had passed 50% of the track, 2 Comanches will spawn, and then if they pass 75% of the map or of the track, it will spawn all 3 of the Comanches. And this is objectively better because you can now guarantee that these Comanches will be spawned by just placing our defenses, let's say here a little bit to the, towards the end of the track, further back than usual. So for example, if we know that 25% is about here on Spice Islands, 50% is about here, and then 75 is about here, then that means if we just place our towers here towards the end, we are going to guarantee at least 2 of the Comanches spawning on every round. Some small tweaks and buffs to the banana farms. The bottom path is getting some small changes, with the marketplace now producing an additional 4 bananas per round, and then the value of the central market's bananas is increased from $20 to $70 each, but it no longer produces that $900 bonus at the end of the round. And finally, we have player profiles and stats, something that people have been asking for a very long time, and I'm really glad that Ninja Kiwi listened and delivered on this. I think this is an awesome addition to the game. And so in the top left corner we can see our profile with our lifetime stats on how many medals we have from each difficulty, including co-op medals, race badges, and then our top heroes, our top monkeys, even though I think these top monkeys started counting with this new update, so I'm guessing towers that you have used in the past are not going to get counted unless this is some bug. And then we have the overall stats, so for example games played, games won, highest round and stuff like this. Bloons leaked, cash generated, insta monkeys used, daily reward chests opened, challenges completed, and then the achievements and the hidden achievements ones, from which we can choose 7 to show up on our public profile. So that is it for update 18.0, definitely one of the better ones, and I'm especially excited for the new expert map, Flooded Valley. There's going to be a chimps guide coming up for this map, so make sure you guys are subscribed so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.